Wet Willie Colville ruined these here rapids 1848. Oh my god, there's the Easter egg I've been looking for. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Hey, this is a shout out to Arcade Crusade. He usually walks to his project and talks about it before he gets to it. Actually, it was a pretty cool channel. Mark's Basement Arcade let me know that Arcade Crusade had also done a series on whitewater. So I was checking that out last night, and it's pretty awesome. He's doing it a very different way than I did it. He actually read instructions and checked pin side, and there's like a suggested order of doing things, and my way is nowhere close to the way he was doing it. So it was pretty interesting to see how he is doing it. Again, that's Arcade Crusade. He has a YouTube channel, and so like if you ever do a whitewater, you can kind of check out my action, check out his action, and decide whatever route you want to go. But I think his route is better. And I think when I do reinstall all of my ramps, I'm gonna kind of utilize his strategy. When he removed Bigfoot and the upper playfield, all like 3 or 4 ramps were still attached to it. I definitely didn't do it that way. But anyway, I'll be watching the rest of that series and see if I can pick up a thing or two. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, he walks down into the games room. So that was a tribute to you, Arcade Crusade. I know you're not watching, but just in case you do, there you go. Let's swing around here. Still waiting on parts. Oh, check this out though. I did just stick South Park in the lineup officially. It was folded up. Still had the roller skates on it, and busted out the level to remind me to level it. And then the last 2 pieces of the South Park puzzle, the coin inserts, and then it'll be done. Did I hear someone at my door? No, I don't even think I have my notifications on. Yes, I do, but should we check my door? No, I'll check after. But maybe I've got parts in the mail. That would be sweet. Okay, so back to whitewater. This is episode number 6? I think it's number 6. At the time of me recording this, I still haven't uploaded number 4 or 5. So you guys are way behind the 8 ball. So I'm coming to you from the future. So, oh wait, did I have a note there? Yeah, I already put it there. Okay. What are we going to do today? Let's see. Put that over there for now. I think, telephone call. I'm going to decline that. Hopefully that doesn't mess up my video. Okay, I am going to start cleaning some parts. Oh, here's the other thing I wanted to say. Actually, watching the Arcade Crusade whitewater restoration, I was able to see that, yes, indeed, the apron does float, you know, about an inch off the ground there, like that. That's how it actually goes. I just didn't notice it when I removed it, but I swear I've installed a lot of aprons, and I don't recall any of them float like that, but that could just be my memory. And then we're going to start populating a few little things here and there. Once I kind of run out of things to populate, I will probably start tearing into the whole upper playfield. I was watching Arcade Crusade completely tear this guy apart and rebuild it. That's where I'm at in his restoration series. So I'm going to probably emulate and duplicate that. At the same time, it's fun just to go rogue and do it on my own without any knowledge going in. Just as a kind of a skill testing challenge. So I kind of almost at the same time don't want to watch too much ahead and see what he does on his assembly, but it's probably just the smart thing to do to learn before you just, what is it, shoot first and aim second. Sometimes that's my strategy. I am really liking the blue and white contrasting. Blue targets, white posts, white targets, blue posts. I'm liking that. There's just that kind of one rogue yellow, orangey type cliffy post, but it is suitable there, and I can always change it if needed. Maybe it wants to be white. Oh, I think it kind of wants to be white, because it is the ugly duckling compared to all the other guys, isn't it? Yep, I think that might be going white. Okay, so I am going to start assembling stuff. I can finally put on my apron, put together a few things, and once I've, I can clean all this up, put that back together again, to a certain degree, because I am going to need to order an actual one-way gate and not this homemade one. But yeah, so it's almost kind of pointless to install that, isn't it? Hey, wait a minute. I need to install that before I install my apron, so maybe I'm not going to install my apron after all. Yep, got to do things in order, boys and girls, or else you take things apart more times than needed. My buddy Mike Wong is going to send me some photos of his old whitewater ramps, and maybe if they're an improvement upon these, I might buy them off him and not have to go new. I'm really leaning towards using the original ramps. I mean, there is some shittiness going on, but I think it will be a lot more shitty to try and install new ramps and new boulders, because both are thicker, and then you really, that's the other thing I learned from Larry Hammer, shout out. Although his new ramps that he got, it was an early generation of new ramps, and they weren't as thick. The newest ramps are thicker, and the boulders are thicker, so you get double the friggin' alignment trouble. So I'm really leaning towards using original ramps now. Get the mantis protectors, kind of protect that area from any further damage. And I do have Cliffies. I gotta bust out my Cliffies and find out exactly which ones I have and if I want to order any additional ones. I better get placing parts order soon, because I'm gonna run out of stuff to do. Maybe not. I do have a lot of mechanics to rebuild and board stuff to do, and fixing that silly plug in the middle of the, I just eliminate it, shrink tube it. It's just ugly. I think there's enough wire there to do that. I don't know why they would have done that. I'm not really understanding. But whatever, we're going to undo it. So yeah, I shouldn't run out of things to do, but I definitely should place an order sooner than later. Anyway, I'll get to work and keep you posted. Okay, Slingshot and lane guide update. This guy's cleaned and installed. It was a little bit bent at the end, so I just bent it back. All good. And so I went over to my plastic set. That's my complete plastic set. But then I dug into the extra plastic set just for fun. And I found a left, or is that left? Yeah, left. Or is that right? Doesn't really matter. 3 of one and 3 of another. This is the old one. Look at that. Nasty. So these look original, and this looks like a reproduction. So it's a little bit darker blue and whiter white. So I was hoping to find a nice matching set. And this guy here, I think this is the set I'm going to go with. A, because I believe they're to be new reproduction or new old stock. I got to peel that off. The difficulty I'm having peeling it off almost makes me think it might be new old stock, because it's... No, that's not true. But yeah, you can see the difference in colors throughout. So yeah, I think these are going to be the new ones I'm going to use. And then I haven't even dug into the complete set yet. And then here is the old one. Look at that chunk missing. But I'm going to have to transfer over these posts here and try and do that without breaking them. Clean this guy up, reassemble But yeah, so got me some nice looking Slingshot plastics. Gotta use new nuts on this machine, right? I mean, they're a little dirty, and those are a little shiny, so I love those little small touches that are very inexpensive to pull off. Alright, there we go. We got our lane guides and Slingshot plastics installed with new shiny nuts. And also Lexan washer underneath here and underneath here. That's the area that breaks off typically because you smash the ball into that zone. Not so much the top. Although the tops can break off too. Oh, I put my old ones away, but pretty sure the chunk that was missing on the old one was here. So there we go. That is progress. We'll keep on plugging away. I'm just looking around in the cabinet for fun, and whoever did paint on this fireproof paint, they really went to town. Like, I put it under the service outlet. They got some on the friggin' sidewalls, all the way down the machine. Now in another video, the Arcade Crusade, I did notice this was painted white in his as well. But look, they painted underneath it. Again, that was mainly for the isolation transformer that would have been here. But just noticing a couple other things. There's screw holes here and here and here, so... And then this flipper board is actually in the way of the nut there. So was this flipper board on the other side, or why? Why? One is left and one is right. I know there's right and left sides. And then I noticed this too. Check this out. Oh. On the coin door board, there is a couple wires coming out of 12 volt and ground. So not sure what that's for, but I guess it could have been maybe a meter for like reading the number of games played, I guess. That's one theory anyway. But I don't know why they messed with these wires so much. Like, this is disconnected, this is disconnected, this wire's all loose too. It's not in the tie there, but we know why that is. So there's a lot of messing around going on. That is not something I think I'm going to bother with. But maybe, oh, look at this washer here for the shooter rod. That has seen better days. I'm not opposed to rebuilding the shooter rod now, so maybe I will do that. And see if I have maybe some yellow flipper buttons to match, or even white, and do those at the same time. If not, they will go on my order. Rob Noel, shout out, was asking if I was going to be doing an order soon. And I said probably, maybe a week or maybe two. But no promises, I just don't know. I kind of want to wait until I know what I need, but that never happens. You order stuff and then the very next day you find more stuff that you could have ordered and it's too late. Did I mention that Larry Hammer was telling me that he didn't think the boulders were available? When I was looking a year ago at Marco, they were available at a couple different places, one at Marco and one somewhere else. So I'm gonna have to go hunting and see if they are. They better be. May have to repurpose this decal, which is fine. It's already halfway off. But yeah, so it's going to be ordering parts time very, very soon. Anyway, I'm just snooping around. I'll have to clean this subway at some point. Look how filthy everything is. Whoa. Like, how did that get so black? Oh man, this is one of the more filthy machines I've ever seen. Although my whirlwind was pretty friggin' nasty. Like, even this light bulb just that zone there is seeing some serious carbon. We're missing, hey, maybe that's the 7th ramp, the subway. So maybe if you do order a set, you get 7 plastic pieces. That would do it. Okay. All right, I'll be back. All right, time to rebuild the shooter rod. It has seen better days. The flange is missing completely. Shooter tip's crap. Barrel spring shot. C-clip is bent, and even the main spring here. That's a little bit wonky. Maybe I'll double check that this shooter rod is the right length. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but who knows. Alright, so here's the old shooter rod. It's got the silver tip, the wonky mainspring. I found the flange for the sleeve, the old and crappy brown shooter tip, and the mushy barrel spring. Here is the replacement parts I found. This is actually Kevin's old Addams Family shooter rod that he gave me, I believe, for, oh yeah, it was going to be for a different game of mine, but it's going into whitewater because from what I researched, it has a black knob, not a silver knob. Silver is probably older. And then a newer spring, a new sleeve with flange, yellow shooter tip, brand new shiny barrel spring, better C-clip, and my washers. So just gotta clean up that on the inside, and then we'll have good shooter rod action. Okay, there we go. Shooter rod has been rebuilt. That's nice and shiny too, eh? I took the green scrubby to that, and there we go. New barrel spring and parts, sleeve, it's all happy. It's a little bit strong, and I'm not sure if I love the strength, so I may adjust it, which sucks because I squoze on that C-clip, and getting those off is a pain in the butt. But that will be, I'll have to wait till I assemble the Playfield and I can test the strength of the plunge. But yeah, so there's that done. Alright, I managed to find white and yellow flipper buttons, so that's pretty sweet. I can do those now. Question is, what color to go? Let's see. White looks pretty good. Maybe we gotta zoom out so we can see the art. Gotta picture this. White looks pretty sharp. I do like that. What about yellow? Yeah, that looks good too. Yellow might be better. I don't know, man. They're both good. White looks nice. And yellow. Let's see. Well, I haven't decided yet, so you'll find out once I have. Okay, we got some laundry going on in the background there. But check it out. I went with yellow. Actually, Jamie had come home and came down right as I was trying to decide, and she thought yellow was the way to go, and I think it looks awesome. So someone really kind of messed with the arm here for the opto, and I try to bend everything back into place. What the? Oh, okay, never mind. What I had to do is just try and make it so that both flipper buttons, when you press them, they feel equally, the equal resistance. I didn't want one to feel like you had to push it in harder than the other. So I messed with that for quite a bit. Now I was just testing them to see if they actually still work. And the first time I put the game in switch test and hit the left flipper button, the game reset on me in switch test. So that's something weird. And then I was testing the right side in switch test, and it looks like it's registering 3 switches, which it should only be 2, upper and lower flipper. And then it reset. So I just mainly wanted to do a video to see if I can play it back in slow motion so I can see what 3 switches register. Let's see. Upper right, right, But you can clearly see on the right side of the grid there's 3 squares. And there's the reset. So, okay, so it could be, I was going to say it could be diode on the flipper coils, because the flipper is still actually flipping. But that would be bad diode on both flippers. Obviously the upper flipper is ruled out of the equation, if it is that. So, I'll have to play that back in slow motion, see what the third switch is. There's seemingly some sort of switch matrix issue at a minimal. Obviously I'm kind of bouncing all over, doing shooter rods and slingshot plastics and flipper buttons, and now I'm into electronics, but sometimes you just go on tangents, and that's where I'm at right now, so we'll see what I can figure out. Okay, that was me overthinking it, so it turns out there's supposed to be 3 switch closers for each flipper button. One is for left flipper, one is for upper left flipper, and one is for left end of stroke switch. On the left side, and on the right side it's right flipper, upper right flipper, and end of stroke switch. So, wonder if there's an end of stroke switch on the upper flipper. In that case, wouldn't there technically be 4 switch closures then for one flipper button, right? Yeah. So that's okay. Now my flipper buttons and opto boards are operating as they should. Just the entire machine crashing is not working as it should. Alright, I might be jumping the gun here in terms of the order of operation, but I like to do fun stuff. And fun stuff is LEDing the Playfield. So, also, all these LEDs in the back glass there, back box, were a little blinding, so cleaned up the translate and installed that, and it looks pretty awesome. Cleaned up nice. It was in good shape overall. Hey, what did we miss here last time? Get Willie Colville ruined these here rapids. Wet Willie Colville ruined these here rapids 1848. Mr. Fink was there. And there's some hieroglyphics. Oh my god, there's the Easter egg I've been looking for. It is a dude playing pinball, etched into the rock with the other those things, etchings. There it is. That's friggin' awesome. That's for you, Tilting T. Oh, I forgot to just take a quick peek at the current state of Playfield illumination for inserts. So here's what we got. Many of them are out. A lot of the rafts are out. We got what? 2 of these. I remember on my one river letter. I think my last one I went blue, white, blue, white, blue. I might do that again. 2 boulders modes out of the 6. Man, there's a lot of bulbs out, so I imagine it's just crappy bulbs. I don't think it's going to be any circuit board stuff. Do really like my blue whirlwind. Whirlpool. Can you tell I restored a whirlwind not that long ago? Blue LEDs. Anyway, so I'll take you for a tour when I'm all done. It'll be a little bit because that Playfield underneath is filthy, and I'm gonna clean it up a little bit as I go. It's not that bad. It's really just that zone there above the subway for the most part, I guess. It's actually not that bad. All right, I'll be back. All right, so I removed the one big lamp board right in the middle, cleaned up the area mostly, and then here's the lamp board back installed. I reflowed the header pins, checked all the diodes, you know, did white for these guys, and then just warm white for all the others. And check it out, we've got action. So I'll move on to the next big lamp board. Okay, I was gonna wait to show you the LED action until it was all done, but after installing that lamp board, it looks so good I had to show you. Okay, I just gotta hold the camera steady. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Here we go. You can see how much better that looks compared to everything else. And the very far left kind of orangish one is still incandescent, but that friggin' looks awesome. All right, I'm making some good progress. One interesting note is, for whatever reason, they screwed in this little mini PCB. They made new holes for it, and they didn't line up to the inserts very well, so I don't know why they did that, but maybe it has something to do with this switch here. It was normally a front-facing bracket, and they installed a new bracket on the back. See the old holes there? So I don't know if them changing that, they removed that and then screwed it on, like missed the hole, like, anyway. The light bulb was like kind of in the middle there. I would have not done a very good job. I'm going to do a little bit better of a job. All right, I think Playfield LEDs are done, and so will this episode be very shortly. I did reflow all the headers and all the lamp boards, which is good to do while you have them out. You might as well. Cleaned up the boards. Once you have the boards out, you can brush out the inserts of any carbon dust that's there. You don't really need a wet cloth because it's just like dusty. It's not mucky, so you can just brush off most of the crud underneath the inserts. And yeah, so I've got every bulb working. There's one or two that were maybe a little flaky. We'll see what happens. But I did use mostly Drapple LEDs because they are non-ghosting. I think I was able to use 95% non-ghosting. I think there might have been 2 or 3 that weren't, but here we go. Let's take a look at the finished product. No, first we'll start with a nice overhead view. Look at that. Oh, right, if I start moving the camera, then it does weird stuff, so let me just hold it there for a second. I did go with the blue, white, blue option on river letters. Well, I think it looks okay. We'll zoom in. No, I can't zoom in a little bit, but if I pan up, it'll start looking all flickery. But that's it. LEDs are done. Might have jumped the gun, but look at this. These actually illuminate the way they should now that the board is in the correct spot. But, hi, honey. Dinner's ready. Okay, I'll be right up. Got some chicken and spinach action coming up, so that is a perfect time to wrap up this video. But yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about the progress there. We got the back glass in, and there we go. It is coming along. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.